Konnichiwa, Urashima Tarō. Today's story is Urashima Tarō.
Urashima Tarō.
Once there was a small village named Urashima. A young fisherman named Taro lived there together with his mother. The village was by the sea, so every day they could hear the sound of the waves.
Well, Mother, I'm going off to fish now. I'll be home at the usual time.
All right, son. Please be careful now and don't come back too late.
Taro went off to fish as he usually did, when suddenly he heard some children shouting,
Pocky little baby tortoise, we're looking for some fun. Dilly dally shilly shally, show us how you run.
Drawing closer, Taro found a group of children teasing a baby tortoise they had just caught.
What's going on here? You shouldn't tease the poor little thing. Let it go. We don't want to. This is a lot of fun.
No matter what Taro said, the children would not listen.
Then why don't we do this? I'll give you some money if you give me the tortoise in exchange. You really mean it? Sure.
And the children had run off in delight. Taro gently returned the baby tortoise to the sea.
Be careful not to get caught again. Splash!
The baby tortoise paddled happily out to sea as Taro watched with a smile.
Now, I better get busy and catch some fish, or my mother will be very upset.
However, on that particular day, Taro did not catch a single fish. Looking out to sea, he began to think.
I wonder what countries lie beyond this vast ocean. One day, I'd like to go and see for myself.
Suddenly, he heard someone calling his name.
Taro, Taro.
It was a large sea tortoise.
Thank you for saving my little baby. In appreciation, I'm going to take you to the dragon's palace.
What's that?
It's an extraordinary palace under the sea. The princess is waiting for you, Taro. Please climb onto my back, and I will take you there.
Suddenly, Taro found himself sitting on the tortoise's back.
Splash!
The tortoise dove into the sea. Down, down they went. A seaweed forest swayed gracefully in the water. Deeper and deeper they went. Taro was fascinated by the beautiful underwater scenery, which he was seeing for the first time in his life. He lost all sense of time.
Look, Taro, there's the dragon's palace.
Taro could see something sparkling on the floor of the sea below him. It was a magnificent building. The dragon's palace, of course. The tortoise headed straight for the palace, carrying the astonished young man on her back. Taro was greeted by a beautiful princess.
Welcome, Taro, to the dragon's palace. I sent the tortoise to fetch you, for I've always wanted to meet someone as kind and gentle as you. Please stay here for as long as you wish.
Saying this, the princess took Taro by the hand and led him through the gates. Upon entering the palace, the princess entertained him with strange and wonderful foods, fascinating music, and spellbinding dancers. The first day passed as if in a dream, and then the second. On the third day, the princess led Taro to a strange and mysterious room. When she opened the east window of the room, Taro heard the song of a nightingale, and a spring landscape unfolded before him. The mountains were hidden in mist, and plum and cherry blossoms were in full bloom. The branches of the willow trees, dressed in their spring greenery, swayed delicately in the breeze. When the princess opened the south window, a beautiful summer landscape could be seen. The lotus blossoms stood out against the clear waters of a pond, shaded by lush green trees. Birds swam peacefully in the sparkling waters. When the princess opened the west window, Taro saw a scene from autumn. There were mountains tinged with brilliant red of maple leaves and purple bellflowers blooming in a field of pampas grass. Wild chrysanthemums were wet with dew. When the princess opened the north window, Taro saw snowflakes falling gently from a gray-colored sky. He was looking at a scene from winter. The mountains seemed to be covered with soft fluffs of cotton. From inside of a house, almost buried in the snow, he could hear the sad sound of someone weaving on a loom.
Tap, tap, clickety-clack, tap, tap. Oh dear, my mother!
Taro was suddenly reminded of his mother and the village he had left behind.
I came to the dragon's palace without telling my mother where I was going. She must be very worried about me.
As Taro began to think of his home far away, he became very restless and concerned.
I was hoping you could stay here forever with me, but now that you've remembered your mother, I can't keep you away from her any longer.
With great sadness, the princess handed Taro a beautifully decorated box and said,
This box is a special treasure of the dragon's palace. I am giving it to you as a present. If you want to see me again, you must promise you will never open it.
And so, Taro promised. Taro bid farewell to the princess and returned to his village of Urashima. But what do you think he found when he got there? In just 3 days, everything had changed completely. Houses were standing that he had never seen before. All the people he met were strangers. And no matter where he looked, he could not find his house.
Taro, you say? Who are you? There's no one from this village with that name.
The villagers looked at him as if he did not belong there.
What in the world has happened?
Taro was confused and did not know what to do.
Urashima Tarō, did you say? Why, my great-grandfather told me about him.
Taro finally met an old man who recognized his name.
One day, about 300 years ago, a man named Taro suddenly disappeared from our village.
When he heard this, Taro realized that one day in the dragon's palace at the bottom of the sea was as long as 100 years on the earth. During the 3 days Taro had been in the dragon's palace, 300 years had gone by in this village. Taro sat all alone on the beach in a daze.
If this is a nightmare, I want to wake up.
But the beautiful box the princess had given him lay before him as proof that he was not dreaming.
I wonder what's inside this box.
Taro was sad and lonely that he forgot his promise to the princess and put his hand on the cover of the box. When he opened the lid, a white puff of smoke suddenly enveloped him. In an instant, Taro turned into a white-haired old man. The box had contained all the years Taro had spent with the princess. He knew that he would never be able to see her again. To Taro's ears, the gentle waves washing onto the shore seemed to be telling him of the princess's sorrow and grief.
Oshimai. The end.
Arigatou gozaimashita!
Thank you for watching our RoHoEn video. We will continue creating more fun Japanese cultural programs.
Please subscribe! また見てね! See you next time!